As much as I love sinking 50 hours into those Anbinar campaigns for you guys, every now and then I have to make a video where I just test to make sure I'm still sane after playing this much of EU4. That might sound contradictory because, as you can tell from the title and thumbnail of today's video, we're going to be playing in Siberia. But that's actually the point, because if I don't hate every single step of the process of making this video, then that means I've truly gone insane. Now, you'll notice that I do have a mod enabled, Europa Expanded. This is because it actually gives a little bit, just a drop of content to the Siberian tribes. I can assure you it is not very much, but it just might be the thing I need to stay out of the psych ward today. It would be a safe assumption to think that I'm going to do the classic Siberian tribe strat of becoming a horde and going off to do anything else. I regret to inform you, I will not be doing that today. Instead, we'll be playing them like a regular game of EU4. This means I will be colonizing Siberia, trying to develop it, and expanding like normal. Aren't you glad you clicked on this video? So first order of business, of course, we check who hates each other. Seems like everyone actually hates Chukchi, which is great, because I do too. That means we should easily be able to invade them to start off with. I will grab our free company to make this easy. And the general, of course. Alright, we have the forced migration CB. I'm pretty sure this allows us to take territory. If it doesn't, we still have one other thing we can do, but pretty sure it does. And of course, because we're in Siberia, crossing from one province to the next takes literally 2 months. Well, because of the CB that I used, I can't actually take that much. I can just take this one province and force them to move. Okay, that's not exactly what I expected to have happen, but okay, right. Well, we can drop 1 point into the capital. God, it's so expensive. Really, let me put that on. 1 point into the capital, which lets me finish this mission off. I get to actually start a new colony. Wow, yippee. Oh, that's how you got the colony. What do you know? Well, because I have that colony, I can actually start coring that. Seems these two actually hate each other a little bit, which is perfect, because they broke their alliance with one another and I can just go after each one. Yoink! Alright, what do I get for that? 25 support for feudalism in the capital, plus a little bit of development. Hey, listen man, I am not going to be developing any institutions in this Arctic glacier. It is simply not going to happen. Considering I can't finish any of these other missions, I think I'm gonna hold on to that one for a bit. Okay, you guys actually did manage to build a couple of additional units. Very impressive. Unfortunately, I don't care. Yoink! Okay, now on the downside, we can't actually hold on to this one colony. It was their frontier, but because I'm not the one who put it down, it doesn't technically count as a frontier anymore, which means I'm paying 4 ducats per month for that. So, yeah. You know what we can do, though? We can boost up stability by 1. It's cheaper because we're a Siberian Native Council, and I can't be bothered to wait for that overextension. So we can finish off this mission. We get events to gradually colonize Siberia, and a permaclaim on all areas bordering my capital, which may or may not count as part of Japan. We'll see. We get another frontier. We get local settler enchants. As long as we retain the Siberian Tribal Federation government, we can get more frontiers over time. Oh, and we get an additional frontier for every 100 total development we have, up to 4 simultaneous frontiers. You know what this means? It's time to play tall in Siberia. As part of Europa Expanded, we do actually get a couple of events as well. For example, for the next 50 years, our capital gains minimum local autonomy plus 50, which means nothing because it's the capital, so that's actually still going to be 0. But for the rest of the game, we get 10% war score cost versus other religions reduction, and plus 1.5% missionary strength. We also get tech cost reduction for the rest of the game. Yippee! Hey, could be worse. Could just be playing vanilla right now. Well, hey, the game wants to give me a free stability. I will bump it up by 1 because it is cheap, and I will grab that last one. We have a pretty rare opportunity with Ainu because they are allied with Solon, but Solon is getting their butt kicked, and they just finished going over the naval force limit so we can actually bring troops over. So, crossing my fingers, hopefully this works out. You know, I didn't actually account for them having galleys, so, we're gonna have to do this the hard way. I went ahead and built 3 additional galleys, which took me a year. We have another one on the way if we need it. I kinda hope we don't, because they only have 5 galleys. We can pick up a reform. I think we'll probably go with civil society, because we can't really use manpower on conquering all too much. It also lets us finish another mission. We get the traditions of the Kamchatkan. we can change our religion to animist, which is terrible because even in this mod, I still think it has no mechanics. On the bright side, we would get the stability cost reduction and land attrition reduction. Sure, pretty decent modifiers to have permanently. We can continue having our Tengri faith, or we can once again become animist, but also get tolerance of the true faith and war score cost versus other religions. Remember, we do have this one modifier here, the legacy of Big Raven, which gives us missionary strength and war score cost versus other religions. So like functionally down here, this is actually just like a worse version of it. Also, animist just sucks. We're gonna stay Tengri. Now, it is a little bit dangerous to try and move into the Japanese archipelago. I'm sure we're going to get declared on probably, but if I can be friends with the Shogun, hopefully that doesn't happen. In fact, I was already preemptively improving relations because I was hoping that they would offer me some knowledge sharing and I can just ask for the feudalism institution. Gonna spread in the capital. Capital's not all that great, but it would actually give us a chance to use this and it would actually be kind of helpful, sort of. Oh, that's crazy. I think I just got claims actually on this stuff. Just got an event that's like, oh, you can get claims on all of Hokkaido and Sakhalin. Since we do have our claim on Nivk, I don't know why I'm allowed to force their migration. That's weird. But anyway, I'm gonna take pretty much everything. Yoink. Oh, it looks like Ming has collapsed. Beautiful. Well, that was fast. Okay, so who am I fighting exactly, and why are you like this? Okay, hold on, give me a second here. Okay, what can I do to make sure I don't die from this? Well, first of all, we'll take out a couple of loans. Now, did you call in your allies? Because if you didn't, this is doable. If you did, we're cooked. I think they consider us so weak that it's not even worth using the favors. They could call in their allies, but they're like, nah, we got this. That can actually be really good for us. We can turn this into an exercise in hubris. Now, they think that they have just pulled a fast one on me, having destroyed one of my units crossing the strait. Unfortunately for them, they're on the other side of the strait now, and I have ships. And now they have no army, and this is a show superiority war. Excellent gambit, sir. Now, I've gone ahead and occupied most of their territory to make sure that they can't make more units while I go and crush their remaining army. Also gonna take out a few more loans, so I can embrace this institution, which will allow me to pick up the next 2 techs. After picking up the tech, they thought it would be a great idea to attack me. Sure, it is their capital and it is a mountain, but unfortunately, you just don't have the tech, buddy. Okay, on second thought, maybe getting the manpower would have been a better idea. Yeah, I'm just gonna yeah. Oh wow, I didn't even have to siege the capital, they just surrendered, nice. Well, you know what that means. Yoink. Now that we have 10 provinces in Manchuria, we can finish this mission, giving us the decision to form Manchu. We also get a permanent claim on the Manchuria region. Now, admittedly, this would be very funny. I'm not going to do it because it kind of breaks the spirit of the entire run. Since having my capital in Siberia really sucks, we're actually going to move it to Hokkaido. This should give a lot of countries actual vision on me, which is sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. In this case, I think it's going to be a net positive. And at the very least, it gives us the opportunity to actually develop an institution. I want to be friends with all the people who don't like Ming, so we're just going to insult them. Now, I've just built up a larger navy with significantly more galleys, and our light ships are not that helpful, so I'm going to start selling them off. Now, you might be wondering what all the ships are for in the first place, and the answer, I think, is pretty obvious. We're going to no CB Ming. They've already lost the Mandate of Heaven, gone bankrupt probably twice, and lost like 7 wars in a row. But on the bright side, we can make that 8. Now, given the fact that I am walking in here with no CB, I'm going to be taking, I think, double aggressive expansion on all of the provinces that I'm taking here. On top of the fact that we did declare a no CB, things are not exactly looking the greatest. I can only afford to take these 3 provinces before I get absolutely destroyed, and even then, I still might. Most importantly, I just got a whole bunch of money. Hey, what do you know? We have one country that doesn't hate us. One country that will actually ally me. Let's go. And the great thing about being Tengri still is that I actually don't need to convert all this stuff. I can just choose Confucian as my syncretic faith and get some cheaper admin tech, which is pretty good considering I haven't taken any admin tech. Oh, shoot. Crazy how that works. Huh, what do you know? We're gonna have a little bit of unbalanced tech just to pick up Tech 6, but that's fine because it is Tech 6. Very important in the early game. Now, we can't stop here, even though most of China kind of hates me. So I'm gonna see what I can take from these guys. Oh, hey, another free stability. Might as well bump that up and make it 3. Unfortunately, we can't take everything that we want because of Jianzhou, but it'll have to do for now. I went ahead and recruited a little bit more cavalry so I can finish off another mission we have. It's surprisingly strong because it does give us 1 flat cavalry shock for the rest of the game. I think that means the cavalry gets 3.2 shock now. We also get to finish a second mission because we just need to exist and have an average autonomy less than 30%. Figured I'd get that out of the way before before I start doing a couple of strats that will have a lot of my territory at around 50% autonomy. It just gives us an event, map the taiga. I think all of our provinces in Siberia just get friendly movement speed plus 15%, nothing massive. Now, I'm also gonna go ahead and invade Japan. You might think this is a bad idea because, you know, they have a whole bunch of subjects, and every time you invade Japan, you have to fight all of their subjects. So, yes, they do have 7,000 more troops than we do. But a fun little thing about fighting Japan is that once their subjects consolidate a little bit too much, they become very disloyal. So, Uesugi and Yamana are really not going to help unless I walk into their territory, so Uesugi might. But also during the war, we have the opportunity to stack wipe Ashikaga, and if we do that, then their other subjects will also become disloyal. Probably. We can also pick up our next reform in the early game. Actually having this land maintenance modifier would be kind of nice. We have a beautiful opportunity to go ahead and just stack wipe the Ashikaga army. Very nice. Next comes Oda. Super easy. Another easy battle after scorching that territory. Well, there goes that free stability. Ooh, we haven't gotten one of these yet. Only 32 ducats for 5 professionalism. That is a steal. So in this first war, I'm going to be taking all of this stuff. That is the entirety of Uesugi, plus this little part of Hokkaido. It doesn't leave us much room for taking money, but that's alright. And the best part is that the aggressive expansion actually doesn't really apply to a lot of countries. Sure, a few of them are going to be upset, but because Japan is a different religion and a different culture group, most countries in China really don't care. Now, I don't really want to core all this stuff, and we do not have the governing capacity to fit all of it, nor do I even have estates. And also, fun fact, I can't upgrade my government rank because of the Siberian Native Council reform. Keep in mind, I can't actually change out of the Siberian Native Council, and I also need it to help me continue colonizing in Siberia. So the only real solution is to pop Uesugi back out as a subject. Unlike the other countries in Japan, they're actually going to like me a little bit. While that was ongoing, I also decided to spawn the Renaissance in my capital in Hokkaido. Really expensive to embrace, but I don't see this thing going anywhere anytime soon. The Renaissance is not one of those ones that spreads very quickly. So I'm going to take out even more loans. Yes, I know that the inflation is bad. I'll get around to it. I'm gonna go ahead and actually embrace the institution immediately. Now we can actually pick up a few techs, including our first idea group at last. For the first idea group, I don't even know what I want. Still early game, I kind of need to expand using my admin and Diplo, so it's probably going to be a military idea group, leaning a little bit towards aristocratic. Since our cavalry has an additional shock, we might as well lean into it a little bit. Plus, we are playing Tengri, so at some point it would kinda make sense, especially if we get rid of this syncretic faith. And considering I might pick up espionage ideas, it does combo quite well. Oh my god, we're a great power, let's go. Kamchadel's great power in 1485, we are so back. Not even just the great power, literally the 6th great power. Well, there goes the really good heir, that sucks. That guy was like a 5-1-2 or something. Of course, we lose the really good heir, and then immediately after the chief dies, and we get a 1-2-3 in the throne. That's great, no, that's wonderful. I'm already playing the Kamchadels, the game couldn't decide to give me a break, like just a little bit, a little break maybe? Maybe like a 5-3-4 ruler, that would be really nice right now. It's really funny that every now and then we do get an event that is quite nice. I mean, 50% chance of gaining 6 base production in here, but I really don't care that much. Sure, we get the 6 production, that's neat. On the other hand, I'm kind of invading Japan and China right now. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to take aristocratic ideas. I'm going to gamble. We're going to take exploration ideas. And in theory, we should be able to reach maybe Alaska by the time we could spawn colonialism, and if we can, it would be really funny. Now, we do have quite a bit of debt, which is kind of an issue. Actually, even worse than you would expect, because we're in the middle of a debt spiral currently, meaning if we don't make more money somehow, we will continue to lose money and take on more debt and get more interest until we go bankrupt. So my method of solving that problem is plundering Dai Viet. First, by declaring war on Ming. New heir, please don't be bad, please. Yeah, okay. Alright, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine, I guess. We'll just try again. Okay, so the goal the entire time was to not actually engage Dai Viet on the battlefield at all. Simply take their capital, blockade a few ports, and see how much money we can get out of them. When I said I was here for money, I wasn't joking. We can't exactly take territory right now. Now Ming, what do we do about Ming? I think I will simply annex everything. I don't know why it's this much aggressive expansion. That's kind of a lot, but oh well. The funny thing is, most countries actually can't see me. Like, this guy has an unknown opinion of me because he can't see my capital. And every country that has that unknown opinion actually can't join a coalition against you. Fun fact. Uh-oh, you broke your alliance with me, and why is that? Why'd you do that? Well, that's not good. Alright, let's grab that explorer and see if we can find Alaska. Hey, we get an age ability. Nice. Could go with justified wars, although I don't think I'll be declaring any wars anytime soon. Well, actually, I might invade Japan again. That's not true. Okay, we'll go with that. You know what? At this point, I'll take it. Iran just broke their alliance with Jiangzhou, and although I don't think these guys have too much money, we do have better tech, and I just need money. That's kind of it, really. Alright, with our colonial venture, we can just barely reach this one province. Actually, that's not true. We can easily reach this. We just can't reach that very easily. But we can set down our colonists. We do need to choose our policy. Since I don't really care that much, just gonna go with coexistence this time because I can't be bothered to actually put people in the colonies. Oh, that's cool. Autonomous colonization for different areas? Oh, well, that's kinda neat. Yeah, we'll go with Cascadia then. What do you know? We've also crossed the strait. It gives us nothing. Okay. Actually, hold on. I think what that does is, yeah, okay, it gives us a frontier in this province. That is much better than spending money. Okay, I just want some more reps and a little bit of money. That's it. Surprisingly, Korea actually likes us despite the aggressive expansion, and they are willing to ally us, which is perfect because if we don't get the institution, I know that Korea will spawn it. Oh, actually, I think in this mod they got rid of that. The Tripitaka does not do that anymore. And honestly, good. We do have our second idea group. I will make this one aristocratic. Finally, we have ahead of time tech in something. Truce with all of Japan is up. Might decide to create a second subject, maybe. Depends on who I can full annex, which might just be Oda. Time to go back to war with Japan. It's a shame we can't actually really ask for much, since they don't really have that much money. We have our next reform. I think I'll go with sustained discipline for the land attrition reduction, at least until we have really good cavalry. It did take us getting 99% war score just to finish this war off, but now we can fully annex Oda and take about as much money as it took to fight this war, so I'm kind of okay with that. Of course, we are going to release Oda as a subject because we still do not actually have enough governing capacity to hold all this. It does unfortunately give him this one province back, but it is the best we could do right now. At least it's only 3 development. Could release a different country, but then we'd have to individually hand it territory, and it would have to deal with separatism and more rebels, and I just can't be bothered. Plus, because Oda was defeated in that war, technically the tag was, that means they get revanchism, which is cool because that gives them more tax, which is neat because that gives me more tax. Finally, we can get Tech 8 in admin. This gives us actual governing capacity, so I get to play the video game again. That's neat. Well, at least a little bit. See, I've been doing this little thing called half-stating. It's where you don't spend the additional admin to make it into a fully cored state, but you do get half of the stuff out of it for half the cost. That's better than getting 10% out of it for 25% of the cost. And when I say cost here, I mean governing capacity, of course. Let's ask Korea for a little bit of money. I'm gonna break one of our alliances because I just realized we've had that for a while. Might actually be the Tang Ning one because I'll go after Ning over here, who is allied to Liang and them. Hopefully they will break the royal marriage for me, or maybe we can get a new ruler. That would be nice. Oh, hello there, Castile. That's really fast to be here, actually. I feel like I should not be allowed to see you right now. Truce with the Jianzhou is up, so we're going to go ahead and, well, I don't know if I can full annex them, but I can make some good progress. Ooh, we can actually tutor our heir, not bad. Well, it would be nice to have a little bit more, I don't know, admin power, I guess. Also, because we didn't spawn in colonialism, it turned out to be a little bit of a waste of points. Probably just going to replace this with espionage now. But we do get to finish off the peace deal. It's December, so maybe Oirat will not join the coalition. Who knows? Okay, so our last friend and ally in the region has decided to rival us. That's really cool, because that means that it leaves me with pretty much no actual allies. Neat. Oh yeah, what an experience this has been. We have no money, we generate no points, we have so much inflation. But hey, we do have 400 development, which means we get a lot of these Siberian frontiers. Now, I don't have the burger estates, but I'm still going to pay off at least some of my inflation. Coalition's falling apart, much like my willingness to continue this run. Okay, Ashikaga, let's do this a third time. This time time I'm gonna go for a bit of a smaller peace deal, ask for a little bit more money. And actually, I should check to see if this is going to make me into the Shogun, because I really don't want to be the Shogun, but it could happen because I have Chinese tech group. That could kind of be an issue. Yeah. Is that what happens? That is not what happens. Okay, perfect. All right, we get our 20 prestige and 50 of each point. That's exactly what I wanted. And I'm actually going to hand over some of this stuff to my subjects. All right, next, government reform. Look at that. Another 150 governing capacity. Yippee. Liang is also not doing terribly great, which is good for us because we're going to walk in and demand money as soon as possible. Wow, what great timing you have there. Okay, yeah, we're gonna take that stability hit. That's fine. You know, fortunately, our stability is really cheap, which is important because I'm about to abdicate in favor of this heir who is significantly better. We do get an age ability, and it would make sense to go with religious wars. However, we can't exactly core that much territory, can we? But it might allow us to actually take more money. If the provinces are cheaper, we can put more war score towards taking money. Okay, I actually didn't expect Liang to turn on their ally like that. I was going to attack Tongning because they were allied to Liang, and that would allow me to, you know, invade Liang and take a whole bunch of money from them because they do make the most that we can see, roughly. But no, that's okay. We will go after Oirat instead. They do make money as well. Plus, it'll connect up my territories over here, so why not? Oh, also, we finally have a leader that has 3 admin skill, and I just bumped up stability, so we can get even cheaper stability costs. But it'd been nice to have that from the start, but we didn't start with a good ruler, so it is what it is. This might actually be one of the best scenarios I can think of. See, Oirat was over in the west fighting, still technically fighting Uzbek, and although, yeah, they have like 56,000 troops, they have all since moved up to the north. Why is it great that they're in the north? Well, there's not a lot to actually siege here. A lot of our development is in Japan or China, kind of along Manchuria as well. And have another really good thing, which is that they're trying to siege down Arctic provinces in the winter, and I have +1 attrition for enemies. And now that I've taken the capital, I can carpet siege everything over here. Okay, maybe not the greatest time for that. Anyway, we did win the war without ever having to fight a single battle. Call that the art of war or something. I'm gonna ask for all this territory up here, which is mostly just the rest of Manchuria. I will be asking for war reps, and I will ask for about 1,500 ducats. Now we can use that money to start paying off some loans for real. Ooh, free stability. Well, because it's so cheap, might as well buy one, make that 3. Last but not least, we do have to fight Liang. They've been very quickly consolidating China, and I think that's because they get, I don't know, is it like cores or something? Looks like we did get lucky. Liang re-allied up with Tongning after their last war. Means we do have an easy way to invade Liang without them calling in Korea. And that's good because I have more debt that I still need to repay. For some reason, they decided not to commit all their troops to this battle, which I think was a bad idea. But it does let me fight another decent battle. See, on the bright side, those 2 battles were going to be the toughest because they do not have any manpower. So they can't recover that manpower they just lost. Now we have more troops and we have manpower. Hey, things are looking pretty good. Shout out to Yan for taking 20% war participation, even though I don't think they've actually really done anything. That means they are going to get some free money out of this for existing. I guess you did help me win that one battle we were already going to win, so that's something, I guess. Okay, so from Liang, I can't really ask for much, right? I'm gonna be asking for war reps. I'm gonna ask for a whole bunch of money to help me pay off some of the debt, a lot of which actually I took on just to fight this war, but don't worry about that. I do get the war reps, so that's something. And I'll break their alliance with Korea, because that's super annoying. After losing yeah, that's a lot of troops. I do get my 3 provinces. Nice. Now that's an actually good heir, and it would be great to have if I continued playing. I think that's where I'm gonna finish things off for today, though. Yeah, that was one of the runs of all time. You know, say what you want about the Kamchadals and the other Siberian tribes, they are definitely some of the countries in the game. You start off with an absolutely terrible government reform, which doesn't allow you to upgrade your government rank, so you don't get more governing capacity until you get technology. You also don't have any estates, so same thing. It's also great that you can't even like swap off of this. They fully expect you to use the migration mechanics for something. I don't even know what they give you. Actually, they might give you points, which isn't too bad. But like, you're in Siberia, so where are you gonna migrate to? Like another part of Siberia? Move closer to Russia and waste a whole bunch of time so that you can just get like absolutely stomped on? Yeah, cool. I have to say though, I actually don't think I did that bad. Sure, okay, that's true. There was the mission tree up here. They did give us a couple of free things. That's fair. But I mean, at a certain point, when I just didn't have the governing capacity, that didn't even really help out too much. And of course, you're fighting bankruptcy the entire game because you never actually make money. You'd have to at least take all of Japan, which is actually very doable. It's just that my subjects are a little bit discontent. I probably won't make a second half of this, so I'll just give you the strategy I was going to go with. Because once you finish off aristocratic and espionage, that combo of course gives you like, what is it, another 10% cav combat? So you get to sit at 25% cav combat. Remember, of course, that when you're playing Tengri and you have nothing here, you can get like reduced regiment cost and increased cavalry to infantry ratio. That's pretty good because it means you can bump this up to like 85%. And with the reduced regiment cost and the reduced cavalry cost, from there, I was actually going to go with religious ideas, and I was thinking of swapping to a theocracy, because at the very end of theocracy, there's like a special reform when you're playing Tengri that gives you like increased cav combat ability or something. I thought it would be funny. And the rest of the ideas would probably be pretty standard. Like Diplo ideas, offensive ideas, admin ideas. Anyway, that was terrible. Really horrible experience. Probably a bottom 5 EU4 experience maybe ever. A real 1 out of 10 experience, only saved by the fact that I had that mission tree. So I hope you're glad you wasted your time watching this video. I know I'm glad I wasted my time making it, so firm handshake on that. If you somehow enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you aren't subscribed, I'd recommend doing so. For now though, this is Corbett, signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. I'd like to give a big shout out to all the patrons for this month, who not only helped make this channel possible, but also receive early access on all videos for as low as $1. In particular, I'd like to give a big shout out to the people who choose to donate more than that, including Erica, Baby Cow, Born to Dunk, The Quebecer, Nick Steffel, Q-Brute, A.G. Forero, Ben Mottram, Quiet Guy, Rosset, Torvald, Ambient Cyan, James Levy, Luke78776, Stalin DLRP, and Robert.